Welcome, fight fans, to Art of War, Cage Fighting 25. This is the pre-fight show with Bob Meloni, and my guests tonight are Patrick the Brick Brady. Patrick is fighting in the main event tonight, and his coach, Will Martinez BJJ, who has a pillar in the community. And I wanted to have these guys on to talk a little bit about the card. Hopefully you're going to be ordering a pay-per-view or stacked. Martinez has 5 fighters on the card. But let's start it off talking to the man of the hour, Patrick Brady, 2-0 as a pro. Cam Johnson, 4-8. You got a chance to look at him at the weigh-ins. Listen, you and I talk all the time. We know heavyweights, one punch can change a fight. Talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling, confidence level going in here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel great going into this fight. Like, I know that I've done everything that I could do to prepare for this fight. I put the time in, I put the work in. You know, what happens in the cage is what it is at this point. You know, the work is done. So I'm going to go out there and do what I can do and implement what I've learned in school and in class. And, you know, I'm going to go out there and fight my best fight. So,
well, listen, we talked about it. You have bigger goals. You want to keep winning. You want to be the oldest person to ever get a contract in the UFC. Yeah. You're 38 years old now. Now, obviously, you're looking at the big picture, but have you been able to be humbled by these guys over there to remind you it's one fight at a time, that anything can happen? Because, listen, the guys in there you're training with, I mean, I'm sure you're getting beat up pretty good.
Yeah, humbled is a good word we can use. Yeah, I mean, Chris and Kyle and Matt and, you know, everybody over there at the gym at Martinez BJJ is they all work really hard. They all work as hard as one another, and you know they're great teammates, and they push you to the limit. You know, they really push you as hard as they can, and they try to break you. And look, if you can't do it in the gym, you're not going to be able to do it in the cage. So,
well, Coach Will, listen, you have 5 guys on the card, and I have some questions about some of these guys. But first, since we have Pat right here, let's talk about him. He came over to you a little over a year ago with boxing background, and I've seen like tremendous growth. And also, my goodness, your room is just stacked with big guys. I can never, listen, well, I've been following the sport for like 15 years. I can never remember a local gym having such a collection of big guys. I mean, a few years ago, you couldn't find heavyweights. Now, over in your room, you're probably like, oh, God, every guy's bigger than you now.
Trust me, during fight circuits, I suffer. I get Chris on my back. I'm on top of Pat, and it's brutal, but you see the results. Guys come out here and they put on great shows. I mean, they show that, you know, they can fight. They come out and they try to make it a fight everywhere. Cage work, grappling, striking, and that's what I try to preach more than anything in fighting, is make it a fight. Whether you're a good striker, a good wrestler, good jiu-jitsu, just make it a fight. And if you do that, you'll be successful. As you can see, like, most of our guys are really successful.
Well, listen, you have a couple guys in the UFC now. Have you, like, when you got to go out there, I mean, listen, you've traveled. You go to Puerto Rico. You travel for seminars. Has that helped you at all as a coach, seeing it at that level now that you got to go and, like, kind of, like, participate in the UFC matches?
So I watch live fights, and being at the Apex Center, you can actually hear, you were so close to the other corner, you can actually hear some of their game plans. And I would hear and listen and study, and it was so close to what we were trying to do in fighting. And with Chris and Kyle and when the Contender Series, you actually can hear what the coach's game plans are on the ground, and it's the same stuff we do. So I'm like, that made me really proud. And in the beginning fights, we would have some of the commission come out, and they would say, man, you are a really good coach. Your guys really, really listen to you. And that's the fact that they trust me. You know, and I take pride in that what I say and they do, we more than likely be successful, because I've heard other coaches say it when we're on the ground: pull the arm, trap the legs, go for the back, clear the distance, move and hit. They're saying the same thing that we train and we say every day. So that made me feel really good.
Specifically, the end result of my last fight.
Yes, right.
I heard in the back room before the fight, we were drilling tying the leg, right, from the cage. Tie the leg, run the pipe, and take him down. And I heard Will while I'm fighting, and I had him, Caesar tied up against the cage, and I heard Will tie the leg. I tied the leg and I secured the takedown, and it was as a direct result of Will telling me from the corner what to do, and I listened and I implemented.
Pat, as a pro, has shown more than just his hands. He's shown his wrestling defense. He's shown his chin. He's shown his counter striking, his grappling, his getting up. I mean, his first couple of fights, you never saw that. It was just him moving forward, throwing big-ass sloppy punches. Now he's actually putting combinations together with his striking, his grappling, his cage work. As you see, he's evolving as a martial artist. And if he wants to get to the next level, that's exactly what he needs to do, because there'll be some heavyweights that if they sneeze on you, you go out. So you have to change your game plan. You have to be like, all right, let's tire them out. Let's grind them down a little bit. Let's make them think we're going to do this, and that's the end result.
Well, let's touch quickly on the rest of your fighters on the card tonight. Stefan Greskowski. Listen, he's 1-0. He had a great performance in his debut. He's taking on Christopher Molina, who's in his debut. Tell people a little bit about Stefan Gresco and his style.
Steve's a well-rounded, really good fighter. I mean, he's good everywhere. He's a purple belt jiu-jitsu. He has good wrestling defense. He's super strong, athletic, explosive. Like, his stand-up is good where he needs it, and to get in into that tie-up, as you saw his last fight, he got in close and landed the shots he needed to do. But he's a really good, well-rounded fighter. And he's been training for a long time, and he helps a lot of the other guys, too, with their dieting and their conditioning. So he's a great asset to the team. So tonight he's going to go out there and do more of the same. He's not going to change anything. You know, none of our guys are going to change anything. They're going to go out there and do exactly what they need to do to win.
Now listen, George Morgan, he's making his debut, and I always said Will would never put anybody in the cage who he doesn't feel is ready. I'm sure that you've had hands-on with this guy.
I'm really excited.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
I'm really excited about George, because that first fight tells me what type of fighter he's going to be. And you know, as your first fight, you can come out, throw 2 punches, gas out, or you can come out and be Brandon. Like, Brandon came out, he shocked everyone. I didn't expect him to do what he did, and that's a result of just seeing what type of fighter he's going to be. And I think George will be fine. I mean, he's been training with the pros since he's been near, I mean, every single class. He doesn't miss a class. He takes his beatings. He gives his beatings. So I'm really excited for that fight. And that's the first fight of the night. So if that goes well, like win or lose, I just want him to go out there and just show that he can do it, you know? All
right, listen, Brandon Bohannon, listen, I love this kid, man. He has been with you for a long time, and I'll tell you what.
12?
We like Brandon.
Listen,
big fan of Brandon.
His footwork and speed for someone who's only been in the cage 2 times was very impressive to me. He seems like he's he fights more experienced than he really is. Do you get the feel from him too, that when he's sparring?
Well, when he first came over, and my team's program is huge. They spar in their own classes. So he's been actually doing MMA sparring since he was 12. And then he took off with jiu-jitsu, doing jiu-jitsu tournaments. Then he came to the adult kickboxing class, and he just started trickling into the fighting, hanging out with the fighters and watching them spar. And that's the end result. He's really mature for his age. You know, he's tough to take down, even at his size. He's good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu, good striking. I mean, it is a fight, anything can happen, but he's well prepared for his 3rd fight. He can fight pro if he wanted to. I mean, at this point.
I love his talent.
Super technical.
Yeah,
super technical.
Listen,
super technical.
And you know what? Super fast too. He's he reminds me of another guy who you trained. The lefty. Why am I forgetting his name? He trains Brandon's buddy. He trains with over. Why am I forgetting his name?
I don't know.
Get back to me, sorry. Okay, well, anyway, let's move on to your favorite son, Matt Turnbull, White Chocolate. Listen, Matt, he's been with you training jiu-jitsu for a long time, but he really never wants to even go to the ground and work jiu-jitsu. He wants to go in there and fight and throw down and have exciting, fun fights. Talk to me a little bit about Matt. I'm talking about Zed Montanez. Here I am, Brandon with Zed. I don't know why I saw Zed. I owe you, buddy.
Well,
we love Zed. Come on, man.
I love Zed too.
No. My backstory with Zed is, like, I know Zed since he was like 2 years old. We grew up together. Like, his father was in my brother's wife family, so we grew up together. Basketball, football. So when Zed started boxing, he came over to MMA. He started with me, and you know, sometimes people separate, they come back together. But Zed is a big part of this team from the beginning. So he came right back and fit right back in, and them two, they spar like I don't spar like that anymore, but they go at it. Like, I just take you down.
Yeah,
That's
Brandon
the
and Zed beat each other.
They go at it.
Well, listen, if you're a mixed martial artist and you're in the area, look up Martinez BJJ on Cotman Avenue, Northeast Philly. They have a stacked room with lots of talent, kids and women's programs out the butt. They're doing great growing, and you know, it's really. I love Will because he's been a pillar in the community. I know he never. I don't even have to call to go to Martinez.
Let's not forget Turnbull's
what do you
fight.
call
What
him?
about Turnbull's
we
fight?
talked about Turnbull.
Oh, Turnbull's fight. Listen.
No, but then you went.
Turnbull's fight.
So,
then we talked about that. Listen,
Turnbull versus Worthy.
Turnbull is super exciting to watch.
Yes.
I love watching
Yes.
that fight.
Never been in a boring fight ever.
Never a boring fight.
And-
Always a dog fight.
And
Always a dog
he's
fight.
hitting his prime, which is what's scary. Now
He's in stride right now, man.
He's actually where he needs to be to take it to the next level. And this fight would be a good test because he's a worthy vet, strong kid, good experience. So if he comes out here and he looks great, which he is, obviously, his stand-up, his wrestling, his jiu-jitsu's all come together finally, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do. And that's going to be a fun fight, too.
Gentlemen, man, I
Yeah, for
appreciate
sure.
it, Will.
First
like I
time
said,
ever.
man.
First time having me.
Not just one of the best in the area, one of the best in the world. And I'm telling you, I've been watching this sport for 15 years.
Thank you.
He's great at what he does. I'm honored to call him a friend. And my man,
Bobby.
my brother over here, Patrick Brady. Listen, I have to stay neutral, so Cam Graham, go for it, baby.
Yeah.
Just go out there and throw hands. Pat, man, chapter number 3. Best of skills to you
Yes,
out
sir.
there, man. Main event.
Thank you, Bob.
Always a pleasure talking
you.
to you. All right, my man right now joining me is one of my partners at the commentary table. I call him the big homie, my brother, Justin Haskell. The first time him and I ever worked together, he tells me, Bobby, you do and say whatever you got. I always have your back, and that's how this guy is. That's why he's so well loved. He's been in the sport in Philadelphia for a long time, man. This is a guy. This is an OG right here. He knows everybody. Everybody loves him. He's calling the fights with me tonight. Justin, you looked at the card. Just, tell me a couple things you're looking forward to tonight, because we got 10 great fights, 2 big pro fights, and there's a lot of fun ones, man. There's a lot of fighters on this card that you and I have called already.
Yes, absolutely. I'm actually looking forward to watch this guy, Stephen Gresco, fight Christopher Molina. Christopher Molina trains with one of my brothers, Anthony Terrell. And Stephen Gresco is a cop, and his sergeant happens to be a friend of mine. So I've met this man. I've talked to him. And I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm looking forward to all of them, actually. The girl fights, we got, and then, my man White Chocolate. I can't wait to see my man Turnbull. I feel great to be back to call his fight. I was talking to his opponent yesterday. Real respectful kid from Pittsburgh. We were sitting there. We ripped it up for about 15, 20 minutes, me and his opponent. Good dude. And I can't wait to see my man Brady. Cannot wait to see my man Brady.
All right, well, people, listen. Dig down. Buy that pay-per-view. 10 exciting fights coming up. We will be calling the live action from here. We'll have a press conference after the fight, and you can watch. We're giving away $1,000 in prize money. That's right, $500 from American Strikers for the knockout of the night. And Antrim Electric is giving out $500 for the fight of the night. The fighters are going to split. So we're doing it over here. We're trying to treat the fighters great, and we're trying to give them their shine. And me and Justin are going to have a ball bringing you some exciting fights. We'll see you online. Star Fund app, baby.
See you soon, guys. Thank you. Thank you for the support.